to winning isn't easy. So what are the 5 things that you must do that will help you stay on claim and be paid in your ERISA disability claim? Well, I want to say congratulations if your disability carrier plan has approved your claim and you've gotten your first check. But now you're wondering how you're going to stay on claim and continue to be paid. I want to talk with you about the 5 things that you have to do that will help you continue to get your benefits. 1, you need to continue to get regular medical treatment and be compliant with that treatment. Under the terms of your ERISA policy or plan, you are required to get regular medical treatment and be compliant with your doctor's recommendations. They don't really care if you're having financial difficulties and can't afford to see the doctor or get all the prescriptions. Under the terms of your policy or plan, you're required to get appropriate and reasonable medical treatment. If you don't, that failure in and of itself can be the basis of the denial, notwithstanding the fact that they are paying you your disability benefits. Now, the next thing that you want to do is to give your doctor an accurate and complete history of your symptoms and limitations and how they're impacting your ability to function in terms of your activities of daily living. In my view, your medical records should be telling a story of your symptoms and your functionality. And it might be, for example, that you have back pain that prevents you from sitting. And as a result, you've got to alternate sitting and standing. It might be that you have difficulty standing at the kitchen sink, doing dishes because of your back or your leg pain. And you have to use a stool to sit on while you're doing the dishes. You might be unable to vacuum. And as a result, you've got a Roomba that your cat or dog rides around while the Roomba is doing its thing. You got to make sure that the records are telling that story. The third thing you need to do is keep your lawyer updated about your medical appointments. Why? Well, as an ERISA disability attorney whose job it is to try to keep you on claim and diary, I want to get your medical records and I want to submit them to the carrier. Now, many times I will find that disability carriers or plans are really unsympathetic with the time it takes to get your medical records. And I will tell you, it can take 4 to 6 weeks sometimes to get medical records. So the quicker you let your lawyer know that you're seeing a provider, the quicker they can get that medical record request out and keep track of it. That way, when the carrier or plan demands your records, we can quickly comply with that request. Number 4, if the disability carrier or plan asks you to fill out disability forms, contact your attorney immediately. Now, just because the carrier or plan said, we're going to pay, doesn't mean that they're going to continue to pay, and doesn't mean that they're going to stop continuing to ask for information or stop looking for a reason to deny your claim. You're going to be asked to complete these activity of daily living forms. And I think these forms are traps. That's why when my clients are getting their disability benefits, we're looking at the activity of daily living forms and the medical records to see whether or not they're consistent. Is what you're telling your doctor consistent with what you're reporting on the ADL form about your activities? Now, I will tell you, disability carriers and plans are sneaky. They don't always tell your lawyer that they're asking for this information. So don't think that we know, because they're trying to sandbag us so they can screw you. So what I want you to do, and you should be doing with your lawyer if you have one, is to make sure that your lawyer knows that you're getting the form, complete the form, and then have your lawyer review the form. You can make all sorts of innocuous mistakes on these forms that can result in a claim denial or termination. Now, many lawyers, myself including, charge a monitoring fee to manage the forms and deal with a disability carrier. I think it is worth the monitoring fee to have the attorney keeping your claim on track. Number 5, as I've said, keep in contact with your attorney. Now, you don't have to call me or your attorney every time you see a doctor, but you should let your attorney know if any of the following is happening. If you start seeing a new doctor, if you've been seen in the emergency room, if you've been hospitalized, if there's been a change in your medical condition so that you've either gotten worse or better, you move, or you change phone numbers, you return to work, you stop work, you're contacted by somebody from the disability carrier plan, you get a notice that you've been scheduled for a not so independent medical examination or functional capacity evaluation. You get a notice from the disability carrier plan that you are not disabled and you only have 180 days in which to appeal. You get forms from the carrier or the plan to fill out. You get correspondence from the carrier or the plan that you don't understand. You can see that it takes teamwork not only to get your benefits, but to stay on claim and get the disability benefits you bought. Getting those 5 things will help you have financial peace of mind. Let's take a break.